Hello everybody, welcome back. We're doing another CPC mock exam. Since my last failure, I've done a little bit of practicing, a little bit of revising. I've been working through a case study question book like this. It's really good, gives you the questions, the case study itself, and then it gives you an explanation to the answers, which is really helpful. I've been working my way slowly through this. I've not had a lot of time, but I'll give you an example of a good one. This one, so what time must the tachograph on Mike's truck be set? It tells you here, that would be the answer, UTC. But because it's an analog tachograph, which it tells you in the question, Mike's truck is fitted with an analog tachograph, the time on the tachograph needs to be set correct of the country in which it was registered. If it was digital and you used a card, it would be UTC, Universal Coordinated Time. So it's little things like that are very helpful, that the right and wrong answer bit at the end of the test doesn't show you. If you want me to go through anything like this, let me know in the comments section below, and I will do. There's over 500 case studies, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. But that's what I've been doing. I've not done too much. I've done a little bit. Kids are off school, so we've been out every day, and I've been editing other footage and stuff. Let's get straight into another mock test. You won't hear my voice again, you've no need to. Take care.
David drives an articulated vehicle all over Europe, carrying a variety of chilled or frozen foodstuffs. His unit has a sleeper cab with a double bunk fitted. The semi-trailer, once attached to the unit, is 4 meters high. David generally uses the Channel Tunnel to enter the UK from France, but does occasionally use the Portsmouth-Le Havre ferry for outward journeys.
Which of the following documents does David not need to carry when driving in Europe?
What is the maximum height of an articulated vehicle in the UK? What is the minimum height of an unmarked bridge in the UK? In the UK, where the travelling height of a vehicle exceeds a certain limit, it must carry a height marker. What is that limit? When using the ferry between Portsmouth and Le Havre, David could interrupt his daily rest. Which of the following criteria are correct? If David does interrupt his daily rest period to board or disembark the ferry, how long must the total daily rest period be? What is the maximum width of David's vehicle? Because this vehicle is fitted with a refrigerated unit, it is legal to use red diesel, that's rebated fuel. Because this vehicle is fitted with a refrigerated unit, it is legal to use red diesel, that's rebated fuel. What is the maximum penalty for the driver if clandestine entrants are found on David's vehicle when he returns to the UK?
David is carrying some meat carcasses from Lyon to Paris. He notices the trailer swinging from side to side as he is entering and leaving roundabouts. What could cause this?
Brian is an owner-driver who drives a 3-axle articulated tractor unit. He mainly pulls unaccompanied semi-trailers from Felixstowe docks, but occasionally is asked to pull skeletal trailers with 40-foot containers on board. The containers carry a wide range of goods and can vary from reasonably light loads to maximum weight loads. Brian has gradually improved his vehicle so that today he operates a 1-year-old tractor unit which is fitted with a bunk. Today, Brian is picking up an unaccompanied semi-trailer which has arrived at Felixstowe from Holland. He is delivering it to Birmingham. What set of rules is this load subject to? The journey to Birmingham is around 300 kilometres and will take Brian around 5 hours to drive. What is the minimum number of breaks Brian will need to take?
Brian employs a casual driver to cover periods when he is not available to drive himself. In addition to the correct licence, what will that driver need to have to drive this truck?
When purchasing the vehicle, Brian specified that it must contain a bunk. Why was this? Why did Brian specify a 3-axle unit when purchasing the vehicle?
Before reversing under a semi-trailer to couple, Brian should adjust the height of the tractor unit to suit. Which of these would not be a consequence of the unit being set too low?
When uncoupling, what is the last thing a driver should do?
Mike works as a driver for the local council. He drives a range of rigid vehicles from 3.5 to 32 tons gross weight and sometimes pulls a trailer with a gross weight of 5 tons. His main work is using a 10-ton road sweeper around the local parks and city centre to clear up fallen leaves and other debris. What driving licence should Mike hold to enable him to drive all the vehicles mentioned for the council? When using the road sweeper, Mike only does work directly for the council on ground for which they are responsible. What form of driver's record should he use? Select 2 answers. Which 2 letters mark areas of the truck that require special care when carrying out daily walk-round checks? To enable Mike to follow the curb, the council has specified that the road sweeper be a left-hand drive vehicle. Under what circumstances would this be a disadvantage to the driver? When should Mike use the flashing amber lights fitted to the cab roof and at the top rear of the vehicle? Select the best answer. Mike's boss has told him that the road sweeper is fitted with an AdBlue tank and that he should keep this topped up to ensure that it does not run dry. What is the purpose of AdBlue?
Mike drives a 44-ton 6-axle articulated combination and regularly delivers to a farm site where he has to reverse off the main road to gain access. Mike generally delivers either fertilizer or animal foodstuffs in 1-ton cargo bags. Mike's truck is fitted with an analog tachograph, which was last calibrated 3 years ago. What other qualifications may Mike be required to have in view of his regular deliveries?
Which one of the following methods could not be used to realistically help Mike reduce the risks when reversing off the main road? When carrying fertilizer, what extra documentation would Mike have to carry?
When carrying fertilizer, what extra documentation would Mike have to carry specifically in relation to the goods? When does the tachograph fitted to Mike's truck next need calibration?
To what time must the tachograph on Mike's truck be set? Jason is driving a 44-ton articulated vehicle with a Moffett truck mounted on the back. When arriving at his delivery point, he notices that the curtain has a small split in it. He didn't load the vehicle himself. It was loaded by a member of the warehouse team a few hours before. Jason is directed to stop by a DVSA officer for a driver's hours and records check. How will the Moffett affect Jason when overtaking? Choose the best answer. Which card will the DVSA inspector use in the tachograph to check the hours? Choose the best answer. The DVSA officer is concerned about the amount of daily rest Jason had last night. He started his shift at 0600 yesterday morning and worked until 2100 when he started his daily rest. Jason started this morning at 0900 hours. How much daily rest has he legally had? Choose the best answer. When checking the rest of the vehicle, the DVSA officer discovers the rear of the load is not correctly strapped, and as a result of this, a pallet has collapsed and is resting against the curtains where the split is. What could the DVSA officer issue Jason with for the unsafe load? Choose. Who could be prosecuted for the unsafe load? Choose the best answer. Jason has had a break for 10 minutes in the morning, has driven for 1.5 hours, completed 2.5 hours of other work, had a 15-minute break, driven for another hour, then had a 20-minute break. How long a break is required when Jason reaches 4.5 hours of accumulated driving? Choose the best answer. Joseph is driving a double-decker trailer. He had to take a diversion over an exposed section of motorway in high winds. He has a load to put on the trailer which will only fill half of the trailer. Joseph is stopped by DVSA to check his driver's hours. It was discovered that he took a 30-minute break followed by a 15-minute break. It also showed that Joseph had finished last night at 2100 and started this morning at 0500. When Joseph has finished, he has to uncouple the trailer. How would high winds affect his journey? Choose the best answer. Which of the following diagrams shows the best way of loading the semi-trailer? How should Joseph have taken his break? Choose. How many hours short of a reduced daily rest is Joseph's daily rest? Choose the best answer. What is the requirement for normal daily rest? Sometimes, in high winds, a lane is kept free between high-sided vehicles and other traffic. What is this lane called? Choose.
Jeff drives a 5-axle articulated tanker carrying hazardous materials all over the UK. Today, Jeff will be delivering 3 different but compatible chemicals from a factory in Scotland to Penzance in Cornwall. The whole trip will involve around 13 hours of driving. He will start work at 5:45 a.m. and leave the depot after completing his vehicle checks at 6 a.m. The vehicle and trailer have a combined curbside weight of 16 tons. It's Monday morning and Jeff has just completed a reduced weekly rest. What is the maximum payload of Jeff's vehicle under UK law? Assuming he has no delays on the road, what time will Jeff finish the first day's work? Jeff will need to fix placards to his vehicle. What placard will be fitted to the front of the unit? Jeff sometimes carries a Kemmler code panel in which the number in the top half of the panel is duplicated. What does this mean? Jeff is picking up a load today which carries this symbol. What should he do? Because it is carrying dangerous goods, this vehicle will need to be equipped with 2 fire extinguishers. Which of the following best describes the requirement?
Jeff plans to take a reduced weekly rest. What would be the minimum number of hours he must take?
Jeff has just taken a reduced weekly rest. Which of the following options now applies?
Tankers are often subject to what is known as the wave effect. How could Jeff minimize this effect?